The soul was very much a dynamic, physical, powerful, biological entity. It wasn't a vague, woolly, airy thing that it later became in medical or popular belief.
It was all about power. They believed souls were powerful and that they could harness that power by consuming parts of the body. However, you may have noticed that this idea specifically calls for a male soul. That's because during this time it was debated if women even possessed a soul at all. And if they did, it was assumed that they wouldn't have much power and wasn't worth going through all of the trouble
Opposite's
for.
true. Oh my
But for many of the
God.
remedies, Sugg says they wanted a body that was newly dead, ideally within 3 days and unburied.
Because up to 3 or 4 days, it was dead, but it was only slightly dead. And we are in the minority in thinking that's strange. For most of history, across most of the world, from the time of Christ into the vampire beliefs of the late 20th, so late 19th, probably early 20th century, and some of these were pretty active around the time that Twilight was published, actually. You could be alive, you could be dead, or you could be slightly dead. And in vampire country, you were slightly dead for 3 days, 40 days, a year. These very definite periods.
The belief was that during this period of slightly dead, the soul was smoldering on the body like the last embers in a fireplace and could still be harnessed. This was through the blood, flesh, bones, and in some instances, moss that grew on the skull of unburied bodies.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, the Irish rebellion against the English government's expansion was a main source of unburied skulls during this time.
Over in Ireland, when people were being massacred, particularly by a character called Humphrey Gilbert, who was knighted for his pains, there was nobody left to bury them. They slaughtered women and children on the basis that nobody should be allowed to harbour or feed or help these supposed rebels who were trying to defend their own country. So, yeah, how popular was Ireland as the source of corpse medicine until the time of George III? This is around 1770. So next time you see a nice period drama, try and insert this into it. There was a customs tax on human skulls, imported from Ireland to England and then exported again to Germany, which is a very big, very late user of corpse medicine. I think it was 1 shilling.
Corpse medicine.
With such a widespread and popular practice, how does Europe move on from corpse medicine? So much so that it's hardly talked about today.
Yeah.
Sugg says it was mainly pushed out during the Age of Enlightenment, when reason became regarded higher than religion. This was also accompanied by a lower threshold for disgust.
They started to be referred to as horrid medicines, a strong strain of disgust. Virago of feculence is a description of
Where's
old
the sun?
pharmacopeias
I think it
full of
moved.
urine and excrements and every type of body part.
It's
you
over to
could
the
imagine.
right.
Menstrual blood, sweat, you name it. Sweat of a dying man was one among many. So people
Sweat of a
always
dying
discussed it
man.
in the 18th century. If you look at my history of disgust, Talking Dirty, you'll get a big panorama of disgust and how little it mattered and how little it counted. Until the 18th century, when people kind of presented themselves, framed themselves as genteel by all the disgusting things they pushed away from them. They were becoming posh, if you like.
And as one ideology got pushed to the side, the era of medicine we know today is what was beginning to take its place. However, it can be argued that in some cases, modern medicine can be just as gruesome.
Just as the corpse medicine stopped, the grave robbing for modern science began, and the result of this was that most people were hugely alienated from medicine all across the world, from Scotland to colonial India to Guatemala in the 1990s. There was a very powerful belief. It was usually wrong, but you could see the logic of it, and the belief was this: there is nothing that the powerful will not do to us, and that includes making us into medicine. John Muir, formidably hardy father of ecology as he would become, was absolutely terrified to death of the black doctors that would seize you on the way home from school in Scotland, stick a patch over your mouth, not to damage the merchandise, and carry you away for anatomy teaching.
To this day, Americans can be paid for giving up parts of their own body, from donating plasma to the very reproductive cells necessary to create human life. And as people back in the 1600s were being murdered for their body parts, today organ traffickers do the same, even selling them to credible hospitals, which was first discovered in 2009.
The number of organ transplants went up exponentially from the late 1990s with very little justification or evidence from where they were legitimately getting the bodies from. So a strange kind of dark labyrinth in which you carry your torch powered by human and fat, and you constantly blink at one horrible scene after another, trying to work out which one is true, which one is false. A lot of these beliefs were folk beliefs that people were trying to steal children in Guatemala for their organs and so on. But sometimes this belief that powerful will turn us into medicine is actually true, and probably down to the present day in the very stark, clean, white light of the modern clinic.
Which begs the question, what will make future generations look back at us in disbelief? Which events of the 21st century will they try to hide from their history? Sug's book, Mummies, Cannibals, and Vampires, is available now. You can find more information about Dr. Richard Sugg and all of our guests on our website, radiohealthjournal.org. Our writer-producer is Kristen Farah. Our executive producer is Amira Zabari. I'm Elizabeth Westfield.
Oh my God, I'm in shock. I'm in shock at what I just heard. Corpse medicine? This is what they probably did with Queen Anne. I can't even say it. This is blowing my mind. Oh, there's a beautiful dog over there. I can't believe I turned on the radio. I came down to watch the sunrise, which is too far to the right. It's completely moved. It's over there now. It was over there. Now it's over there. I'm gonna have to drive across the bridge to get to it. So I made it down to where the morning sun is. It's a little late, but I need to use the sun codes, the morning sun codes. You get the morning sun and the evening sun codes are the best because it's not too strong. I already missed the best part, but the sun moved from over there where I could see it to way over there where I can only see it. I could see it from the top of the hill over here, but I cannot see it. But I have to come down here to see it. So that's one thing. And the topic, the corpse medicine. Now that's a gruesome topic. And actually, I hope some of you investigate. But you know, do it in a way where your feet on the green grass, something to hold you. I mean, it's a gruesome topic, so I don't really want people to get grossed out. Somehow we don't do this anymore, but they used to do corpse medicine, and it's really a vampiric. The whole thing's vampiric. Oh my goodness, where humans are used as medicine, and that is, I think, really still going on with just more secret. Anyway, so yeah, this is a horrible topic. It goes with the trafficking, and it's interesting that it came up when I turned on the radio. That's what the topic was, and I invite everybody to research it but don't let yourself get sick because it's pretty gruesome. I mean, I don't know how to. Some of this stuff I think gets so gruesome we can't take it, and I think that's very true. And a lot of people just can't deal with it, so they just shut it out, and you can't blame them in a lot of ways. But it's not how we fix the planet. So I'm trying to raise my vibration with the morning sun codes. After taking in that horrific information, I'm trying to raise up my frequency because that stuff makes you feel bad. So you got to find a way to raise your frequency after you find out what's going on so that you can change it, transmute it, make it disappear, the bad stuff, the vampiric stuff, and to restore. Our job is to restore this earth to its original living library blueprint. We need to restore this earth to the blueprint, its original blueprint of the living library, with master creators using their natural innate powers to support a beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, intergalactic Earth, which is the heart of the multiverse. Very important. Why it's the most beautiful. And there's a lot of ugly stuff that's happened here, and this is what we came to find out, to realize, and to change, and to restore this planet to her original glory. So thank you for your service, light beings and star beings and Earth code people, and people who are activating your Earth codes, your wisdom codes, your healing codes, your all 12 of the DNA strands that you do have in you that that have not been used fully because they've been disconnected. Not our fault. So we've had to restore something broken that is really hard to fix. And I believe that we are on the timeline where we fixed it. So, yay! Congratulations, guys. I do believe we've done it. Finally done it this time. So stay positive. Keep grounding. Object to bullshit. Keep saying all children are safe, happy, and healthy on this planet until it's completely 100% true. And we are not being screwed over or, mind fucked anymore. And we have broken free of these false, dark AI, black magic systems. And we are restoring this planet to its natural, beautiful blueprint of a living library for all to share, except for the bad guys. Well, even they get to share, but we have to do it in a way that they don't destroy it. It heals. We're supposed to be healing. So, we're supposed to be healing each other. We're supposed to be healing ourselves. We're supposed to be healing this planet with our intention, which comes from awareness. See? It's a beautiful thing. Love you.